Hello everyone, welcome back. Please comment, rate, subscribe, folks. Comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos. Also share the videos. I want to thank everyone that does like, watch, and share my videos. You folks are the absolute best. Listen folks, there's a link tree down below. Has links to all of my social media platforms. Please get on there, follow me across all my social media platforms and talk to me because I'll talk back. Also down there as well is a link to all of my YouTube pages. Please go down there, subscribe to all my YouTube pages and turn on your notifications so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. Now with that said and done and put to the side, I've come to talk to you folks today about the New York Jets' upcoming game against the Houston Texans, all right? It's time. It's game time. This is my game preview, all right? Listen, I'm going to start at the top. I want to talk about Robert Saleh. Listen, Saleh, you've had some tough goes, all right? This is a game that, again, we're going on the road. We're going to be facing Houston Texans at their house. You need to make sure that this team is prepared and they don't come out and sleepwalk. We've seen this. We have not won a game on the road all year long. We have seen this team come out against various opponents when we've gone to their house and they just come out, they look lethargic, they don't look like they don't know what's going on, they look confused. I'm telling you, we've seen it, right? Do not have them come out there like that this week. Make sure that they understand everything that's going on, that they understand their assignments and they know where they need to be. That's all I want you to do. Make sure that this team is fully prepared, all right? Now, going to the offensive side of the ball, that's where I want to start. Zach is back. Zach is back, baby. He is back, okay? And I'm hyped. And I'm sure every other Jets fan is hyped as well. This is the future of our franchise. This is the guy we drafted. He's supposed to be here the next 10, 15 years, pushing this franchise to the next stage and putting us in, competition to, compete to the playoffs and so on and so forth for years to come, right? That's what we're hoping for. Here's the deal. He's coming off this PCL injury. He's had time to sit back and watch the offense, go through all these other different quarterbacks. Mike White, Joe Flacco, Josh Johnson has been out there. And I think just sitting back, he probably has a better idea of what this offense is supposed to look like. Now, they were asking Zach before he went down to, just make the boring football play. Hit the check downs, do all that stuff. And then we saw Mike White come in there and do exactly that. Got the ball out of his hands quickly. He was hitting his check downs. He would just take what the defense was giving him, and it turned into a lot of things for the offense. The offense you started to see really evolve and move down the field. Mike White was the guy that led our first scoring drive in the first quarter. He was the first quarterback we had to go out there and put up points in the first quarter. So I'm looking at Zach and I'm saying, can you do the same thing? Can you play solidly within this offense? Can you do that? Can you just take what the defense is giving you and just move the chains that way? Because if you do the boring stuff, if you set a defense up with a false sense of security and they think, hey, you're just going to dink and dunk all game, guess what? It's going to open up the deep stuff. It's going to open up the bigger shots for you because you, my friend, have something that the other quarterbacks we have on this roster don't have. You have the biggest arm on the roster. We know you can chuck the football, bruh, but we don't need you to go out there and do like you were doing before you got hurt, where you were just letting it go down the field with reckless abandon. We cannot have that, okay? Put the ball where it needs to be, play boring football, play within the system, and then let things open up and take the deep shots, take the big shots when they're there. Take the deep shots when the defense falls asleep. That's what I want to see from Zach Wilson. Can he come out and just play solidly, do what's asked of him, and just be smart with the football? Get the ball out of his hands quickly, be concise, and make smart decisions. That's what I want to see from Zach Wilson. Stay away from the turnovers as well. Now, the backup quarterback situation, that's going through a lot right now. Joe Flacco, Mike White, not going to be out there against the Texans. They're not going to be, with the team. Now, they're dealing with the reason of what's going on out there in the world. Okay, pay attention when you're on YouTube. They're dealing with the reason of why we wear a mask. We all know what's going on out there in the world, and we know why we're wearing masks. Where they're dealing with that situation, they're on a list for it. They're going to be missing this upcoming game. So Josh Johnson is going to fill in as the backup quarterback. So I'm cool with that. We've seen this guy go out there in this offense and, be successful as well. So just in case he's called upon, I have no issues with him, going out there and stepping up and in there. Now, my next question is for Mike LaFleur. Can you call some solid plays to make sure you can get Zach in rhythm? I think that's going to be big. Get him out there, get some stuff where he can get the ball out of his hands quickly and build confidence early. build also, a little bit more of a chemistry with the wide receivers. He hasn't been out there in live game action in a couple weeks. So I want to see how LaFleur handles the play calling situation early. We're also going to be without Michael Carter for 2 to 3 weeks. He's dealing with an ankle injury. And I want to see what backs are going to be able to step up in his absence to be a playmaker, because he was a big playmaker for us before he went down. Not just running the ball, but also catching the ball as well, coming out the backfield, being moved all around. He was quite a solid receiver for us too when he was asked to go out wide and handle business. So Ty Johnson, I need you to step up, my friend. You know what I'm saying? You've had some up and down moments here this year. We've seen some fumbles. We've seen some balls come off your hand and turn into interceptions. Cut all that out. I need you to step up in the absence, because you're probably a guy that's going to be carrying the bulk of the load with Michael Carter being out. Tevin Coleman as well. I'd like to see Kevin Coleman get more snaps too. So we're going to see who's going to step up to that running back situation. I'm looking at Elijah Moore offensively, and I'm saying, man, can you continue these brilliant performances that you've been having? He really stepped up in the last game, had 141 yards. Can he have over 100 yards against the Houston Texans? He possibly can. There's this secondary of the Texans is not the greatest. This defense is not the greatest. They're in the 30s, okay? Listen, they got King and Mitchell out there at corner. They got Murray and Reed out there at safety. I think, Elijah Moore might be able to find some favorable matchups and really make a stamp and impact in this game as well, like he did last game. And I'm also looking at Corey Davis, and I'm saying, Corey, I need you to get going a little bit earlier in games too, and kind of cut out the critical drops. Now, Corey Davis has been a good wide receiver for us, but at times it just seems like the drops. He had a fumble a couple weeks ago as well, and in certain moments, it's like, dude, we need to be able to count on you a bit more earlier in games. Get going early, get an impact going early, and let Zach be able to get you the football. So I want to see Corey Davis really step up and just up his production, man, and cut out some of the stuff that he's doing as far as the little mistakes. Defensively, the first thing I'm thinking defensively when I look at the Jets is, can Robert Saleh make in-game adjustments defensively to help this defense if things are going awry? We saw against the Bills, he let Gundry go out there and get manned up with no help against Stephon Diggs, and that turned into a complete nightmare, and the Bills just completely took advantage of us because we did not make a defensive adjustment. I need to see Saleh see something going wrong and say, whoop, I'm going to stop that. I'm going to make a defensive adjustment. He needs to do that in this game, because guess what? You got Tyrod Taylor, a guy that is mobile. He can run around, and again, the Texans aren't the best offense, but this guy can chuck the football, and he can run. So if things are going awry here, make the defensive adjustments so that he doesn't rip us up this game as well, man. You know what I'm saying? We've got to make sure we get pressure on Tyrod. Don't overrun him, because, again, he'll take off running, and he'll move the chains with his feet. But we got to contain him within the pocket, and if we can, get to him. And when we get to him, get him down. I'm talking sacks, because he had 2 rushing touchdowns last week. This guy can, I'm telling you, you let him take off out on the field, he'll move the chains, and it'll turn into points on some drives. Get after Tyrod and get him down. Get him down. Rex Burkhead as well. David Johnson, those are 2 backs that play with the Texans. They can come out the backfield and catch the football. We all know we struggle with backs that come out the field and catch the football, so we've got to watch them as well. Brandon Cooks, Collins, Conley as well. Those are some wide receivers that they have. So Bryce Hall, Gundry, Michael Carter, the second, they're definitely going to be able, I think, to lock those guys up. I'm a little worried about Brandon Cooks, though, because this is a guy that we've seen go off, okay? So we got to make sure that we account for him defensively, too. And last but not least, I'm talking to special teams. Amendola, I need you to step up this week. You were complete poop last week. Complete poop. I need you to step up this week and get into the real business, all right? That's what I need you to do. I need you to stop messing around and missing kicks and doing all this other stuff. Step up, my friend, and get it together, all right? So with all that said, I want you folks to comment down below. Let me know what you folks think. How do you feel about the Jets team going in to play the Texans? What are your thoughts about Zach being back? How do you think he's going to be able to perform? I want to hear you folks' thoughts. Comment down below. Let's go back and forth. You folks have a good one. Peace.